Random House Audio presents SKYJACK, The Hunt for D.B. Cooper by Geoffrey Gray. This is Geoffrey Gray. Bomb-proof and crowded with oxygen. Terrace. Valkalur et Kasakugat. Abi wants, Kugi gets. We're up against an enemy, a conspiracy. They are using any means. We're going to use any means. Is that clear? Richard Nixon. The Jump. July 6th, 2007, New York, New York. Skip Porteous wants to talk and says, "Can we meet?" And I say, "Fine." He arrives in a suit that is South Beach white, and between the wide lapels is a t-shirt that is snug and black. He has leather sandals on his feet, no socks. His hair is curly and brown. His goatee is trimmed and gray in spots. He removes his sunglasses, which reveal hooded eyes, and gives the room a looky-loo. The bistro is typical Midtown Manhattan. A fruit basket of martinis on the menu. Mango, peach, lillet. The clatter of voices at the banquettes and the clank of dishes ricochet over the roar of lunch talk. In the gilded mirrors on the walls are reflections of Windsor knots, hair gel, six-figure cleavage. I've dealt with Porteous before. He had a few story ideas, none worked. I can't remember why now. Porteous was his own story, and maybe I should have written about him. He used to be a preacher before he became a private investigator. In the late 1960s, Porteous ran a church in Los Angeles and worked the Sunset Strip with his Bible. He preached to hippies, the homeless, anybody who would listen to his salvation pitch. He would say, "Excuse me, if you died tonight, where would you spend eternity?" The game for Porteous then was to win souls for the church, until he lost his own. He saw corruption in the church and started digging around. What he found was that he was good at digging around, often in disguise. Porteous liked undercover work so much, he made a second career out of it. For a small-town sheriff, he bought drugs as a narc. For the FBI, he infiltrated gangs and groups wearing a wire. It was a decent living. The feds paid on time and in cash. His style is not tough-talking or pushy. Porteous has a holistic approach towards PI work. Some retired cops flash badges or guns. Porteous starts each investigative day with a meditation session. He also hires mostly women to do PI work. When we first met, he told me, "Women have better instincts than men." Sherlock Investigations, his agency, had the gimmicky type of title that attracts a lot of attention on the web. It snared me, and many others needing help solving problems of an unusual kind. Like the disappearance of Captain Jack, an iguana that was stolen through an open window in Greenwich Village. Or the woman who called because she was convinced the actress Lily Tomlin was stalking her. She wasn't. Or the man convinced his wife was having an affair with his father. She was. Or the runaway from Israel they found living under a bridge in Arizona. Or the mother from India who wanted to spy on the man her daughter was dating. And all the suspicious spouses and suits who are convinced, and wrongly so, that their phone receivers are tapped and their offices are bugged. Sin and paranoia form the backbone of his business. It's loud in the bistro and I can't hear the private investigator so good. I lean over my mules, anxious to hear what case has come over Porteous's transom. Another missing pet? Another teenage runaway? Gypsy scams? Nope. It's a new client, and his name is Lyle Christensen. The intel is sparse. From what the private detective has pieced together, Lyle Christensen appears to be a kooky old man. He is 80 years old and lives in Morris, Minnesota, a prairie town. Lyle grew up in Morris and worked for the post office there. In retirement, he has become an inventor. He is now in the process of patenting a hodgepodge of household contraptions, like his yucky cleaning wand, which slips into the neck of a bottle to clean the tough-to-reach places, or his egg breaker that cracks eggs perfectly every time, and a shirt that disguises the appearance of suspenders. Lyle finds them distasteful. In his version, you wear the suspenders on the inside of the shirt. His wife, Donna, has a creative mind too. Over the years, she's put together a collection of expressions, adages, sayings, idioms, cliches, and senseless American verbiage. The title of her book is As Cute as a Bug's Ear. It has 2,270 entries, ranging from as bald as a billiard ball to you've got it made. Great. But I'm confused. So what? What's the story here? Why would a retired post office worker from bumblefuck Minnesota need the services of a Manhattan sleuth for hire like Porteous? Porteous was puzzled too. The first email he received from Christensen was cryptic. It read, Dear good people at Sherlock Investigations, I would very much like to contact Nora Ephron, movie director of the movie Sleepless in Seattle. I think she would be interested in what I have to say. The Sherlock employee who handled the note was Sherry Hart. Before she became a private investigator, Sherry tried to make it as a singer-songwriter and an actress. Her training in the dramatic arts now helps with the undercover work. She's handled hundreds of cases for Porteous, and as she read over Lyle's email, she thought, here we go, another whack job. She wrote him back, We would not be able to give you a famous person's address. If you want to write a letter to Ms. Ephron, we would deliver it to her ourselves. The fee would be $495. Proceed? Proceed. Lyle's check and letter arrived shortly after. Porteous handled the letter with caution, as if it contained a nuclear code. He held the envelope to the light to examine it. He rotated the edges. He peered through the fibers of the paper and checked the pockets for powders. The note was clean. He read it. Lyle's letter to Ephron was a pitch for a movie. Lyle wanted to base the film on the life and times of a person he knew. The language was vague. The person he knew was quiet and shy. Bashful was Lyle's word. And Mr. Bashful also happened to be a culprit to a major unsolved crime, Lyle said. He also suggested a title for the film, The Bashful Man in Seattle. A tip of the hat to Nora Ephron's blockbuster, Sleepless in Seattle. Reading the bizarre note, Porteous did not attempt to understand it. He wasn't getting paid to understand it. He hailed a cab to Ephron's building on Park Avenue and approached the doorman. Nora Ephron live here? He said. Yes, the doorman said. Porteous placed Lyle's envelope in the doorman's white-gloved hands. He then hailed a cab home. Easy money. As the weeks passed, Lyle Christensen was patient. Did Ephron know he was a retired civil servant living on little income and paid so much money to send her a note? Ephron's films were so warm and tender. How could she be so cold and rude as to not respond with a note of her own? In her home on Park Avenue, Ephron did receive Lyle's letter. She saw his note on her kitchen counter and maybe later in the office. Or did it land in the wastebasket with her junk mail? She couldn't be sure. The note disappeared. In Morris, Minnesota, Lyle was flustered. He decided to write Ephron another letter. Did she not receive the first one? Would Porteous deliver it for him? Whatever the fee was, he'd pay it. Porteous was baffled. Why was Lyle so desperate to reach Nora Ephron? And what was he talking about when he said he knew a person connected with a famous crime? Which crime? And how famous? In emails, Porteous prodded for more information. The old man was cagey. He wanted to tell his story to Nora Ephron, give her the exclusive. But Ephron never wrote him back. Finally, Lyle gave up. He told Porteous everything. Lyle's hunt started on television. Flipping around the dial, he settled on the program Unsolved Mysteries. The topic of the episode was D.B. Cooper, the famous hijacker who in the fall of 1971 parachuted out of the back of an airplane with $200,000 stolen cash and was never seen again. D.B. Cooper had become...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?